How we doing, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be all about this new mod called Project Diablo 2. You guys have probably seen a lot about it, or you might be playing it yourselves. This is going to be for the people that don't know a whole lot about it, maybe want to get into it, and this is just going to be a brief overview on some of the changes that they've made, differences between vanilla, differences between other mods such as Path of Diablo, differences between like this and Path of Exile, stuff like that. Things that I like, things that I dislike, all that good stuff. It's gonna be a kind of long video. I'm gonna try to get my thoughts kind of condensed down into a cohesive list, which I've been working on for the past couple of days as I've been playing. As you guys can see, I'm level 80. I played a little bit during the beta period, but not a whole lot. So these are my thoughts. So starting off, one of the big things that I like right off the bat is that they make their what they're going for in this mod very public, and I love their website design. Their website is so beautiful. It's designed very well. It lets you know what you're doing. All the links are right up at the top. It's very, very easy to navigate. It's got your community built in. It's got support for streamers. It's got a dedicated leaderboard for top of the seasons. Rules, everything is just nice and open. I love their thing, and I love that they open right up top with saying a mod for and by passionate Diablo 2 fans. For those who don't know, this is a fan created mod by Senpai Something and his team, and just to let you guys know, they have done a fantastic job with this mod, and they're actually getting quite a bit of like just general press. Just Google this mod and you'll see big name guys popping up. Even David Brevik, the actual one of the original developers of Diablo 2, has been playing and live streaming this mod, so it's just incredible. But they aim to maintain the Lord of Destruction experience and provide consistent ladder resets while improving on the game as if it never ceased production. Their goal is to have a server reset every 4 months paired with new balance and content updates. Keep the economy and gameplay fresh while still maintaining that nostalgic Lord of Destruction feel. So they're not trying to do anything too crazy. They're not going like the Median XL or anything like that way. But as you guys can see, that they're making different uniques viable, different skill reworks. I'll kind of go over my thoughts on these different things later. But on the front page of the website, they do a good job explaining kind of what their mod does, and props to them for getting this out season 1. So in general, things that I like about this mod is that it is bot and hack free. Similar to other mods like Path of Diablo, they try to keep botting and hacks such as like map hack, auto tell, stuff like that. They keep that crap out of the game, and if you get caught using them, it's perma IP banned. They don't mess around with it. They just recently banned a ton of people for using third-party trade sites, which violates the rules. So sites like D2JSP, don't use those. You will get banned. They have a fantastic trade website built into their website. Use that. And that was my second point, was their dedicated trade website. We'll pull it back up here just so you guys can see it really quick. Alright, so this is their trade website. It's right up here at the top on their homepage. Just click trade. It's great because you can easily add trade. You can type whatever you want in here. This is my username, obviously. It's the same as my normal name. Oop, I got logged back out, logged back in here. So this is the trade homepage. As you guys can see, you have all your filters and stuff. It's great. You can search for whatever item you want. So just say BoGC. I like the functionality where you can just type what it is. Some of these other mods and stuff, you have to be super specific with the name, even though the community uses a different name. For example, I'm selling one of these. You list the rarity, the charm type, and then what you want for it. I posted this yesterday. I also love that I believe it's after 7 days these trades automatically disappear. Honestly, I wish it was actually faster. Maybe 1 day, maybe 3 days at max. Just because people typically don't delete their posts. I like that you can send them a message right on the website here. You could also just message them in-game. That seems to be the current trend. I don't think that a whole lot of people actually know that this part exists yet. I don't see a whole lot of trading going on. I see a lot of people in-game still making public games, trying to trade things. Utilize the website, guys. It's fantastic. All kinds of different currencies. You can use runes. You can see he's asking for runes. You can barter for items. People are sometimes asking for the new World Stone corruption piece things. But yeah, trade website, fantastic. That's number 2 on the things that I like. Alright, back into the game here. Number 3 is inventory changes. So similar to Path of Diablo, they've added a charm inventory down at the bottom here. So if you put a charm up here, it will not work. As you can see, my spirit does not have enough strength now. Move it back down, it works. Bottom half of your inventory is your charm inventory. You can put whatever charms you want down here, and they function. I love that we have bigger inventories. It's fantastic. Other inventory changes, as you guys probably noticed, the stash size is massive. I love that the stash size is massive. You can fit so much junk in this bad boy. Slaps hood. Other inventory changes is now runes are stackable. So you guys can see there's a quantity attached to these things. It's great to stack them. It's a little clunky. Sometimes they will drop without the plus sign. What you have to do is throw them in the cube, hit transmute, and then that'll add the plus sign, and then you can stack them. If you wish to combine gems, you have to put, or not gems, but we can do it with gems. If you just hit transmute, it does not combine them. It will separate them. And it removes the plus sign, so it's kind of annoying you have to put it back in here. But it is what it is. It's still a great system. If you put a key in here, it'll make you a perfect emerald. As you guys can see like that. So I just used up all of my perfect emeralds. And then it just consumes one key, which is fine. Stack them back up. Great system. I love this. These are things that we've been asking from like other mods like Path of Diablo to do forever. They've told us it isn't possible, or it would take, you know, a massive amount of man hours. They managed to do it. I love it. It's fantastic. I don't know why we weren't able to do this before. World Stone Shards, these are the OOCs from Path of Exile and Path of Diablo. They also stack now. No plus sign on this one, which I think is a little confusing. But same idea. You can just stack them, unstack them in the cube. As you guys notice also, this is now a 4x4 cube instead of a 3x3, so you can put a little bit more things in here. If you want to keep it in your inventory, whatever. That's that extra carry space. It's Path of Diablo style inventory. So, love that about this mod. Next thing that I love is item filtering. So, similar to Path of Exile and Project Diablo. Let me summon up some stuff here. We'll kill some stuff, and you guys can see what the auto filter looks like. I'm also going to make a separate video on how to install a loot filter, because it is kind of complicated as it sits right now. But as you guys can see, once we get some stuff dropping here, it's still a very early ladder, so I don't have a whole lot of gear. I'm not super quick, but this is my summon druid, if you didn't notice. I stand back and let my minions do the work. So as you guys can see, here's some of the things that are dropping. 65%, that is a full Juve potion. Money sign here means that I could sell it for 35,000. Changes potions to HP 5. It gets rid of any gold piles under, I think like 1,000. And up here, you guys just saw this right here. This is a item drop notification. I love this. So anything important that drops in the world from like monsters or whatever, it'll pop up here. And then the other great thing is it shows up in your message log. So for example, if you're in a map and you're killing a bunch of stuff and you got a bunch of drops and you don't know what dropped, you can go back in here and see. And then if I drop it again, you can see it pops it back up again. And go in here and it's just in your chat log. Fantastic thing. I've already caught a couple different things that I've actually ran by that I didn't even know dropped, and I had to go, I'm like, oh look, something dropped, and then I had to go around and look for it. So it's already saved me a couple times. I can't imagine in all the years of me playing Diablo 2 how many like high runes and, you know, stuff that I've walked by and not even realized that it dropped. It actually hurts me deep down inside. But we'll kill Shank here real quick just to further illustrate some drop notifications and stuff like that. One downside about summons is it's hard to control, so there's another. Ping those yellow gauntlets for me. Alright, let's head back to town and we'll continue on with some of these changes that I like. Next list of changes that I like is mercenaries. So now your mercenaries have different auras, specifically Act 1 mercenaries. Act 1 fire mercenaries give you vigor. So as you can see, my fire mercenary right here has vigor. Cold mercenary, Act 1, gives meditation. So it kind of makes insight obsolete. And the archer mercenaries are great because they don't run face first into packs and get destroyed. Great change. I love it. It makes Act 1 mercenaries useful again. Act 2, 3, and 5 mercenaries are mostly the same. There were some AI changes and stuff to Act 3 mercenaries. AI changes to Act 1 mercenaries. But yeah, great. Alright, another thing that you guys probably already noticed with the mercenaries is now you can have additional gear slots that you were never able to have before. Before you could only have chest, helmet, and weapon. Now he added gloves, belt, and boots to round it out. The other thing you can't have is like jewelry and stuff, but it is nice because you can still do like set pieces. Like, let me see if I got my Arctic belt still. I sold my Arctic belt. But any set pieces will work in here as well. They'll get the bonuses. So that is really cool as well. Helps them stay alive a little bit longer, stuff like that. That's basically it for the mercenaries. That's all I got on that one. As far as actual gameplay goes, he did make a lot of changes, nerfs, buffs, stuff like that to actual gameplay. For example, he did a lot of gear rebalancing. As you can see here, Spirit Sword only gives 1 to all skills. And the FCR I think is the same, 25 to 35. Same thing with the Monarch Shield Spirit, 1 to all skills, 25 to 35 FCR. Stealth here is significantly nerfed. It used to be 25, 25, 25. Now it's 10, 10, 10. He did add a lot of values to some things that didn't have values before. Here's an example. Before, I think this was like, what, 25 flat res. Now it's 15 to 25. I don't recall if that's the exact amount. Just some other random items I've found along the way is I've got a Steel Clash here. That one's been changed a little bit. This is kind of different than it used to be. 10% chance to cast level 6 Combustion, which is a new Stork skill. I believe that's the same. That is unchanged as well. So just a couple different things that he messed around with just to try to make things a little bit more balanced as far as gear-wise. Character changes. He has made significant changes to every single class. Mostly dealing with how bonuses and synergies work. So as you can see, my Summon Grizzly receives different bonuses from different things. One thing interesting here, like at the very bottom you see Werewolf gives minus 12% damage per level. So an alternate build is you can do like a bear only build, and every point into Werebear gives you 6% damage. Do something weird like that, I don't know. Lots of changes. Oak Sage is significantly nerfed. Twister and Tornado both received decent buffs. Wind Druid is now way more viable than it used to be. And Elemental is a little bit more viable than it was before as well, although it's a fire skill, still very hard in hell. Some of the other changes to the other classes, Necros can now have multiple golems. The entire curse tree was reworked. Also the summoning on the Necro has been completely revamped. Pally now has a healer spec, a full build based around just party healing and stuff like that. Throw Barb has been significantly buffed to my knowledge. One thing that was significantly nerfed is sorceresses in general. Teleport is now not great, significantly nerfed. 6-second hard cooldown, global cooldown. And also I believe like you can't whenever you cast after you teleport for like a second or two, you do 50% reduced damage. So that's interesting. Just trying to bring sorceresses down kind of with the rest of the characters. Big meteor buff as well. New skills like I showed you guys on this sword. Combustion is a new fire skill. It's kind of like a ring of fire type deal. What else we got? Assassin trap changes. So they did some stuff with the lightning traps and stuff like that. So those have changed. Fade got nerfed significantly. Bosons have been all around basically just destroyed, obliterated. Spearsons are now a thing, although I think they still need some work. They need some buffing action going on. That's basically it for all that's a brief overview. If you guys want to check out the wiki for all the extended list of all the things he's done, their wiki is incredibly good. Check it out. It documents every little change that has been made to every class. It is community based, so if you have input on one of the classes, please feel free to edit it. And that's basically it for that one. Other kind of just random little things that I really like about this mod that are maybe better than other mods or better than vanilla that I really like is if you push, I believe it's 9. Yep, 9. If you are desynced from the server, this will actually resync you. So this is great in high density areas where you can become desynced, such as maps. That's great. 8. This is similar to Path of Diablo. Gives you all of your extended stats here. I really love this little XP bar down here. It gives you XP percent, how much you've gained, how close you are to level, stuff like that. That is enabled with numpad 7. Just general quality of life stuff. For example, Act 2, he moved Lysander over to the middle here, so now you can buy potions from this guy. And then he moved Farah over here to get your repairs done. That's a welcome change. That is great. In Act 5 here, Deckard Cain is now up by Mala. So here's Deckard Cain. He's up here. That is super convenient. Love it. As well as Anya over here. Anya is where you buy map materials. This is also new. If you go into Trade Anya and go to Miscellaneous tab, this is your mapping materials, so how you roll different maps and whatnot. So in-game mapping is the thing. Several different zones. You can have multiple zones up at once. Ubers has been completely overhauled, supposedly way harder. I'm sure someone has done them, but I have not got that far yet. As you can see, my gear is trash. I just started. Another great feature that I really like, this is just kind of all one-off things here. When you go to create a game, let me open that up a little bit. All of the GSs are located, so these are all your locations of your servers. Just having this stuff public is fantastic because it was so hard to find on some of the other mods what server is what, as well as they seem to be expanded. A lot of these other mods and stuff have hundreds of servers. This one has only 9, and that the servers are just larger. So I do love that. That is great. We'll hop back into a game here. Another thing you guys noticed, I was in Will 1-1. Every time you leave a game, it'll automatically go to the next digit there for you. One of the bugs, one of the big dislikes that I have with this mod right now, I don't know if you guys just saw what I did there. Every time you enter or leave a game, it minimizes your screen, which I think this has something to do with the widescreen. You'll see we'll re-enter the game, and now it's small again. I have to double-click this thing to blow it back up to widescreen. I don't know if that's user error or if it's a bug or what. Ooh, those are actually pretty decent. 20 IS, 20 Magic Find, Lightning Res, Strength. Those aren't bad. So that's one of the things I don't like. Another weird change that he made is, let me take some damage here. He changed how potions worked, and I don't know what he did. Maybe he removed the crit, so I don't know if most people know this, but potions could actually crit. But what this ends up doing is it makes your healing really, really slow, because you can, I think that's what he did, is you can't crit it anymore, which would heal you almost instantly. Which might have been a little bit broken, but you're now running into situations where if you get poisoned, your potions literally cannot out-heal a poison. So you'll sit there and your full bar will be red, like you're trying to heal, but you have 1 life and you can't catch up, and the only thing you can do is either buy antidote potions, which is maybe kind of the goal of, hey, bring potions with you. But I don't know, it just seems like a weird, unnecessary, backwards quality of life type deal. I get what he was going for, I just don't know if it was the right play. Some of the other things I don't like is lack of comprehensive patch notes. So there isn't like a master list of just every change that's been made to date, or even by date would be great, just so you can see the progress of the mod, so you can see, hey, Meteor went from X% damage to X% damage, maybe I should try it, or maybe I should stick away from that. There is some patch notes here and there, but there's no list on like the wiki of all the patch notes, and I think that should change. There's a lot of misinformation around right now just because the game is so new. I think he should really add a tab on the website for patch notes and just list them by date, just for full openness. Because, for example, a lot of people are complaining on the Reddit right now that they didn't know how hard this game was going to be. And I followed this mod for a few months, kind of since it was announced. Not super actively, but I checked in on it every couple months, or not even every, once a month, twice a month, whatever, just to kind of see the progress. And I had no idea it was going to be this hard. Now, I like the fact that it's harder and you can't just, run through and just stomp everything. But a lot of people didn't know that, which is now causing a lot of kind of, I don't know if it's drama or whatever you want to call it in the Reddits and in the Discords, people complaining that it's too hard. So just stuff like that could have been made public via patch notes saying, hey, monster difficulty significantly increased. Across the board, would have been great. Some other changes that I do like, once again, we'll go back into this. I have way more likes about this mod than I do dislikes. There's now specific zones where you can key farm, and that is teleport disabled. So for example, all the traditional ones, like Arcane Sanctuary, Nahaltak, and Black Marsh, I believe, are teleport disabled, and then they added new key farm locations like Blood Raven, and then there's one for each of the other keys as well. So there's melee friendly key farming options, and there is caster friendly key farming options, which is great. Key drops have also been significantly increased, so you can find keys a lot more readily. The counter sway to that is that he reduced the chance that, and by reduced I mean before Uber organs were 100%. Now they're not 100% drop rates. So if you kill Uber, there's a chance that you don't get an organ. So you're going to have to farm more keys to kill more Ubers to finally get your full organ set. I actually like that change. He also changed Uber areas, so your mini Ubers to 85 plus areas. So you'll actually be able to farm them and get some possibly decent gear out of there. He's also made some changes to a few of the bosses. One specific example of this that I've noticed is that Mephisto is no longer moat trickable. By that I mean if you were a sorceress, you could teleport across the moat and he would get stuck and not chase you. He fixed that. Now he just floats over all the moats, including the little corners. You could get the little corners in Dury 3, and he would get stuck in there. Those are now patched. He just flies right towards you and kicks your face in. I kind of like that change. It makes it a little bit harder for sorcerers. And once again, I do feel that sorcerers got the really heavy hand. They got a whole ton of nerfs and not a lot of interesting either abilities or interesting buffs or anything that makes like a new class viable. He changed the way static works, so maybe an interesting class build will come out of that. I haven't actually tested it too much, but what I've been reading about it is it's not nearly as fun to play sorceress as it used to be. But maybe that's for the better, you know? Maybe we'll get some other class diversity options out here. That's all I can kind of think of at the moment. Overall, I would totally recommend downloading Project Diablo 2 if you guys haven't had a chance to play it yet. It is a ton of fun. You got your maps, you got your Worldstone shards. Your Worldstone shards now add a ton of different modifiers, not just like 2 or 3 per item. So there's a whole heck of a lot of different imbuements you can add to your items, which is, I think, awesome. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts on this mod as a whole. Let me know what you guys think about this mod if you've been trying it out yourselves down in the comment section below. I appreciate reading your comments. I try to respond to every comment that I can. Build guides to follow. I will be putting up a couple guides. You guys know I haven't been posting as much as frequently because I work a lot more hours now than I used to. But I will try to get content out for you guys as quickly and efficiently as I can. I do have a full-time job. Diablo is not my full-time job. I wish it was. But yeah, if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, feel free to leave them down below. Make sure to hit that sub button if you like what I do. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Adios.
If I don't fuck with it or you, then I just cannot stay. Got people who never saw me know my name. Satisfied just to work for stay the same. In my world, I be on that silent hill, yeah, yeah. Born into the fog, truly do this shit for real, yeah.